Welcome to Nice Sleep, the place where dreams begin before your eyes even close. I'm Daniel, your guide through the enchanting realms that exist just on the edge of consciousness, where reality blends with fantasy and the ticking clock holds no sway. Tonight, as the world outside hustles in the joyful chaos of Christmas preparations, I invite you to take a journey unlike any other. A journey to a forgotten corner of London where time whispers secrets and the magic of Christmas Eve unveils wonders unseen. Imagine, if you will, a quaint, snow-kissed street lined with the echoes of history. At its heart lies an old music shop, its windows fogged by the breath of time, guarding treasures of melodies long past. It's here, in this unassuming relic, that our story unfolds, a tale of mystery, music, and magic. As the world spins in its festive dance, let us turn the key of an old music box and awaken the melody that sleeps within. A melody that carries the power to transcend time, to connect souls across the ages, and to reveal the beauty hidden in forgotten corners of the heart. As you settle into this moment, let the outside world fade away. Breathe in deeply, inviting the crisp winter air to fill your lungs, carrying with it the subtle scent of pine and the comforting warmth of a distant fireplace. With each breath, feel your body relax, releasing the day's burdens, the hustle and bustle of the festive season. Let your mind drift like the gentle snowflakes outside, each one unique, each one a serene dance in the stillness of the night. Imagine yourself walking down the snow-covered street, the soft crunch of snow underfoot, the world around you wrapped in a blanket of peaceful silence. The glow of the music shop ahead is a beacon in the night, inviting you in with the promise of wonders untold. As you step inside, the warm golden light envelops you, a soothing contrast to the cool embrace of the night. The shop is a sanctuary of tranquility, filled with the soft, distant echoes of melodies that have serenaded countless souls. Each instrument, from the smallest flute to the grandest piano, is imbued with stories, with songs waiting to be heard. Let your heart be your guide as you explore this haven of harmony. Feel the weight of history in each note that hangs in the air, a symphony of silent stories. Here, in this moment, you are a part of the music, a note in the grand composition of life. As you find comfort in the embrace of the shop's warm glow, let your mind wander to the carousel that awaits in our story. A carousel not just of painted horses and twinkling lights, but of dreams, of magic, and of connections that span the ages. So, relax, let go, and prepare to embark on a journey through time, melody, and the magic of Christmas Eve. A journey where dreams begin before your eyes even close. In the heart of London, where the city's modern pulse intertwines with its ancient bones, there nestled a quaint, nearly forgotten music shop. It resided, almost hidden, between shadowed alleyways where the echoes of the city's past whispered through the cobbled streets. The shop, an anachronism in the bustling metropolis, bore the quiet dignity of a bygone era. Its windows, though clouded with the dust and grime accumulated over countless years, held within them a kaleidoscope of stories waiting to be told. On this particularly frosty Christmas Eve, as the city around it erupted in a symphony of festive lights and joyous carols, the shop remained a pocket of stillness, untouched by the holiday cheer. It was as if time itself had decided to skip over this fragment of the past, leaving it wrapped in its own silent reverie. Eleanor, a young woman with a flair for the whimsical and an insatiable curiosity for the forgotten corners of her city, found herself drawn to this lonely relic. Her life, often caught up in the monotonous rhythm of modern existence, hungered for a touch of the extraordinary, and it was this hunger that guided her steps to the ancient door of the music shop. The door, heavy with age, creaked open at her touch, protesting the disturbance of its slumber. A bell, hidden somewhere in the shadows above, chimed a solitary, melancholy note, resonating with a sound that seemed to echo from another time. Eleanor stepped inside, her footsteps a soft whisper on the worn wooden floor. The air inside was thick with the scent of old wood and the faint, almost imperceptible aroma of aged paper and ink. It was as though the very essence of the shop was preserved in its atmosphere, a blend of nostalgia and forgotten dreams. Surrounded by instruments that had likely serenaded generations long past, Eleanor felt as though she had stepped into a world that existed parallel to her own, untouched by the relentless march of time. Among the array of instruments, pianos with ivory keys yellowed by age, violins and cellos resting silently in their cases, brass horns that held the echo of old music within their curves. Her eyes were drawn to an object that seemed out of place. It was a music box, ornate and elegantly crafted, resting atop a faded velvet cloth. Unlike everything else in the shop, which bore the weight of age, the music box seemed almost alive, as if it were waiting. Eleanor approached it, her heart beating with a mix of excitement and an inexplicable sense of reverence. The music box was intricately decorated with scenes that appeared to shift and change subtly under her gaze, as if they were alive. Enthralled, she reached out with a tentative hand and gently wound the key that protruded from its side. As the clock outside struck the midnight hour, Eleanor released the key. The music box sprang to life, its melody clear and hauntingly beautiful, a song that seemed to transcend time itself. The notes spiraled around her, weaving a tapestry of sound that carried with it whispers of a hidden world, a world that beckoned to her from the edges of reality. In that moment, as the melody wrapped itself around her, Eleanor knew that this Christmas Eve was destined to be unlike any other. The music spoke to her, a siren's call that pulled at the very fibers of her being, urging her to embark on a journey that promised to unveil wonders that her heart, in its deepest, most secret chambers, had always longed to behold. With the music box's melody as her guide, Eleanor stepped out into the cold night, leaving the stillness of the shop behind. The adventure that awaited her, borne on the wings of an ancient melody, was about to unfold. The melody from the music box lingered in Eleanor's ears as she stepped out into the frigid embrace of the London night. The city, adorned in its festive regalia, sparkled under the gentle cascade of snowflakes that danced through the air like wayward stars. Christmas Eve was at its peak, with laughter and merriment echoing from every street corner. Yet Eleanor found herself enveloped in a bubble of solitude, guided only by the haunting tune that seemed to resonate from within her very soul. The streets, though familiar, took on a surreal quality under the soft luminescence of the street lamps. Their golden glow cast long, quivering shadows that played upon the cobblestones, creating patterns that flickered and shifted with each step she took. Eleanor moved as if in a trance, her heart a compass, guided by the ethereal melody that now seemed to emanate from the very depths of the city. As she wandered through the labyrinth of streets, the sounds of the city's celebrations faded into a distant hum, replaced by the music that now filled the night. It was a tune that spoke of lost times, of whispered secrets and hidden realms. It was a call that Eleanor, with her love for the extraordinary, found impossible to resist. The melody led her to an old part of the city, where the buildings huddled close together, their stories layered in the peeling paint and aged bricks. Here, the modern bustle of London seemed a distant memory, replaced by a timeless hush that hung heavily in the air. In the heart of this forgotten enclave, Eleanor stumbled upon a sight that took her breath away. There, in a clearing that seemed to have been left untouched by time, stood a grand carousel. It was an exquisite relic of a bygone era, its colors faded yet still vibrant under the moon's gentle caress. The horses, with their manes flowing and eyes gleaming, were poised in eternal motion, their expressions one of silent exhilaration. But what truly captivated Eleanor was the stillness of the scene. The carousel, majestic in its silent repose, seemed to be waiting for something or someone. It was as if the arrival of the music box's melody had awakened it from a long slumber, and now it stood on the precipice of motion, awaiting the final catalyst to spring back to life. Eleanor, drawn irresistibly to the carousel, approached it with a mixture of awe and curiosity. Her hand reached out, almost of its own accord, to touch one of the horses. The moment her fingers grazed the cool, painted wood, A shiver ran down her spine. It was as if she had made contact with another world, a realm where the impossible was possible. And then the carousel began to turn. The movement was slow at first, a creaking groan of gears long unused, but it quickly gained momentum. The horses began their age-old dance, rising and falling in a rhythm that matched the beating of Eleanor's heart. The lights of the carousel, previously dim and lifeless, flickered to life, casting a kaleidoscope of colors that painted the night in hues of dreams and magic. Eleanor, her heart pounding with excitement and a touch of fear, stepped onto the platform of the carousel. As she mounted one of the horses, the melody from the music box swelled to a crescendo, enveloping her in a symphony of sound and light. The world outside the carousel blurred into an indistinct tapestry, the lines between reality and fantasy blurring and melding into one. The carousel spun faster, the horses galloping in their eternal race, carrying Eleanor away from the world she knew into a realm of endless possibilities. It was a journey that promised to reveal secrets long hidden, to unlock doors she never knew existed. As the carousel whisked her away, Eleanor realized that this was no mere ride, but a voyage into the very heart of magic itself. It was a journey that would change her forever, a dance through time and space that began with the turn of a key in an old music box in a forgotten shop on a snowy Christmas Eve. As the carousel spun with increasing fervor, the world beyond its reach dissolved into a whirl of colors and sounds. Eleanor, clinging to her wooden steed, felt as though she were being swept away by a mighty river of time itself. The music box's melody, now a powerful orchestral crescendo, enveloped her, its notes weaving a tapestry that spanned epochs. Each rotation of the carousel peeled back the layers of time, revealing scenes and visions from eras long past. Eleanor watched in awe as the carousel became a portal, its horses galloping not just in circular motion, but through the very annals of history. The air around her shimmered and twisted, opening windows to different times and places. She saw Victorian London in all its smoggy industrial glory, the streets bustling with horse-drawn carriages and gentlemen in top hats. She witnessed the joyous revelries of the roaring 20s, the air alight with jazz music and the spirit of newfound freedom. Each scene was a fleeting glimpse, like pages of a history book being turned by an unseen hand. Amidst these cascading images of time, Eleanor noticed a figure that stood out starkly against the whirlwind of history. He was a gentleman, clad in the attire of the late 19th century, his countenance marked by a mixture of wonder and confusion, strikingly similar to her own. Their eyes met across the carousel's rotations, bridging the gap between their respective eras. As the carousel continued its dance through time, Eleanor found herself drawn closer to the gentleman with each passing moment. He was Alexander she somehow knew, a man out of time, just as she was. Their connection was immediate and profound, transcending the boundaries of their disparate existences. Alexander's story began to unfold before Eleanor's eyes, revealed in the carousel's magic. He was a composer, gifted but unrecognized in his time, a creator of melodies that sought to capture the essence of life and emotion. His greatest creation was the melody that now guided Eleanor, a composition that he believed was his magnum opus. Yet it had been lost to the world, buried in the annals of forgotten history. The carousel spun faster, blurring the line between past and present. Eleanor and Alexander, separated by time but united by the carousel's magic, shared glimpses of their lives. Eleanor saw Alexander's struggles and triumphs, his love for music, and the heartache of his obscurity. Alexander, in turn, glimpsed Eleanor's world, a future he could never have imagined, filled with wonders and complexities far beyond his time. Their journey through time revealed not just the grand events of history, but the intimate moments of human life. Eleanor saw Christmases from different ages, each one a snapshot of joy, sorrow, reunion, and solitude. She saw families gathered around hearths, lovers sharing clandestine moments under mistletoe, children playing in snow-laden streets. Each scene was imbued with the spirit of the season, a testament to the enduring nature of Christmas through the ages. As the carousel reached its crescendo, the scenes around Eleanor began to merge into a whirlpool of time and memory. In this maelstrom of history, she realized the true magic of Alexander's melody. It was a bridge across time, a thread that connected lives and stories, weaving a tapestry of human experience that was timeless and universal. But as all magic must, the carousel's dance began to slow. The whirlwind of time and history settled, and the scenes of past Christmases faded into the ether. The carousel came to a gentle stop, returning Eleanor to the present. The music box's melody lingered for a moment before dissipating into the silent night. Alexander, his presence as ephemeral as the music that had brought him forth, stood before Eleanor on the now motionless carousel. His eyes, filled with a deep and poignant understanding, met hers. In that silent exchange, Eleanor saw his longing, a desire for his music, his life's work to be remembered, to resonate beyond the confines of his time. Eleanor, a writer by heart, felt a surge of purpose. She knew what she had to do. She would take Alexander's melody, the music that had transcended time, and give it a new life. She would weave it into a story, a narrative that would carry the essence of his music into the hearts of those in her time. The carousel, its magic spent, stood silent in the moonlit square. Eleanor dismounted, her mind alight with inspiration and determination. she would not let Alexander's melody fade into obscurity again. With the music etched in her heart, she set off into the night, the story already forming in her mind. As she walked away from the carousel, Eleanor realized that her encounter with Alexander and the dance through time was more than just a fantastical journey. It was a testament to the power of music and stories to connect us across the vast expanse of time. She was the bearer of that connection now, the custodian of a melody that bridged centuries. In the quiet aftermath of the carousel's mystical journey, Eleanor stood beside the silent, majestic horses, feeling the weight of history and magic that had just passed through her. The night air, crisp and cold, seemed to shimmer with the remnants of the melody that had so powerfully connected her to Alexander and the depths of time. Alexander, his form now a faint, ghostly presence beside her, gazed at Eleanor with eyes that held centuries of longing and unfulfilled dreams. In those eyes, Eleanor saw the reflection of her own soul, a mirror of the passion and creativity that drove her own life. He was more than just a figure from the past. He was a kindred spirit, bound to her by the thread of a melody that transcended time. Eleanor, moved by the depth of their connection, resolved to bring Alexander's story and his music to the world. She knew that his melody, a symphony of emotions and memories, deserved to be heard and remembered. It was a testament to the enduring power of art, a bridge between the past and the present, between souls separated by the expanse of time. With each step away from the carousel, Eleanor's mind swirled with ideas and inspiration. She envisioned a story that would weave together the tapestry of Alexander's life with her own experiences, a narrative that would bring to life the essence of the melody that had so profoundly affected her. She began to write, her words flowing like music onto the pages. The story unfolded, a blend of history and imagination, reality and fantasy. She wrote of Alexander's life in the late 19th century, his struggles as a composer in an era that was both vibrant and repressive, a time of great innovation and stifling conventions. Eleanor delved into the essence of Alexander's character, his passion for music, and his relentless pursuit of artistic truth. She painted a vivid picture of his life in London, a city teeming with life, yet oblivious to the genius in its midst. She wrote of his solitary moments, composing by candlelight, pouring his soul into melodies that sought to capture the ineffable beauty and tragedy of life. But Eleanor's story did not just dwell in the past. She interwove her own journey, her discovery of the music box, and the magical carousel ride that connected their souls. She described the mystical dance through time, the visions of Christmases past, and the profound realization of the unifying power of music and story. As she wrote, Eleanor felt as though Alexander was beside her, guiding her hand, infusing the story with the essence of his spirit. It was as if, through her words, she was giving him the recognition and voice he had long been denied. Her story also explored the deeper themes that emerged from their encounter: the enduring nature of art, the timeless connection between creator and audience, and the transcendent power of music to connect hearts across the ages. As the story neared its completion, Eleanor realized that it had become more than just a tale about a lost composer and a mystical carousel. It was a celebration of the human spirit, a tribute to the artists who pour their souls into their work, often without acclaim or recognition. It was a message of hope, a reminder that art and beauty could transcend the barriers of time and space, touching lives long after their creators have passed into memory. With the final words written, Eleanor knew that her task was complete. Alexander's melody, once lost to the annals of time, was now immortalized in her story. It was a melody that would now resonate in the hearts and minds of those who read her words, a legacy that would endure. As she closed her notebook, Eleanor felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She had honored the gift that Alexander and the carousel had bestowed upon her. In her heart, she knew that the story she had written was more than just fiction. It was a bridge between two souls, a testament to the power of creativity and the enduring nature of art. The music box, now silent, sat on her desk, a reminder of the magical journey that had inspired her story. Eleanor smiled, knowing that in some way, Alexander's spirit lived on through her words, a melody that would continue to echo through time. As the first light of Christmas Day broke over the city, Eleanor's story, now complete, sat like a newly discovered treasure on her desk. It was more than just a collection of words. It was the culmination of a magical journey, a bridge between two souls from different eras, and a testament to the enduring power of music and art. Eleanor published her story, sending it out into the world like a ship setting sail on an unknown sea. She hoped that it would find an audience, that Alexander's melody and their shared journey would resonate with others as powerfully as it had with her. To her amazement, the story spread rapidly, touching the hearts of those who read it. People from all walks of life were captivated by the tale of the forgotten composer and the magical carousel that connected him to a modern-day writer. Alexander's melody, interwoven into the narrative, became a symbol of hope, love, and the timeless nature of art. Readers were moved by the vivid imagery of the carousel's dance through time, the emotional depth of Alexander's struggles, and the enchanting connection between him and Eleanor. The story sparked a renewed interest in forgotten artists and the hidden treasures of history, leading many to explore and appreciate the overlooked beauty in their own worlds. The music shop, once a neglected relic, became a destination for those who had been touched by the story. People came from far and wide to see the place where Eleanor had discovered the music box, each visitor adding their own chapter to the shop's ongoing story. The shopkeeper, bewildered but grateful for the newfound interest, welcomed each guest with stories of the shop's past and the many treasures it held. The carousel, too, found a new lease on life. On each Christmas Eve, as if honoring a silent pact, it would come to life, its lights flickering on, and its horses ready for another magical journey. It became a symbol of wonder and mystery, a reminder of the magic that still existed in hidden corners of the world. Eleanor often visited the carousel, watching as others experienced its magic. She saw in their eyes the same wonder and awe that she had felt, the same sense of being part of something larger than themselves. The carousel had become a beacon of magic and imagination in a world often too busy to notice the wonders around it. Years passed, and Eleanor's story continued to inspire. It was adapted into plays, films, and songs, each rendition adding new layers to the tale. Alexander's melody, once forgotten, was now played in concert halls, its haunting notes echoing in the hearts of audiences around the globe. But more than anything, Eleanor's story and the carousel became a reminder of the enduring power of stories and music to connect us across time and space. They were testaments to the idea that art could transcend the boundaries of its creation, touching lives long after its creator had gone. Eleanor, now an older woman, would sometimes sit by her window, looking out at the world she had so profoundly affected. She thought of Alexander, of the carousel, and of the magical journey they had shared. In her heart, she knew that their story was a rare and beautiful gift, a melody that would continue to resonate through time, an eternal dance of light and music in the tapestry of human history. As the snow began to fall gently outside her window, Eleanor smiled, her heart full of the melody that had changed her life. She knew that as long as the story was told, as long as the melody was played, the magic of the midnight carousel would live on, a beacon of wonder in a world that still held countless mysteries waiting to be discovered.